something special for the WGGGMBUCC. It's a lyrical sculpture in the sand that I carve. This is Flash on the mic, now on the Algarve. From 40 to 60, we are on the attack. If I can just get some vitamin I from my back. Foot on the line, yeah, I'm ready to go. Or did I just pull a muscle? Hold on for a moment. Play it cool, just act like I'm young. Got flicks on my wrist and lyrics on my tongue. 20 more, 10 more years left to go. Tricks from the past and a buttery flow. A little slow off the start, I like to call my speed brisk. The sunshine glints off my slow-moving disc. You know how it goes with the sand between my toes. I got none of the pivots, but all the throws. Yeah, I got some dodgy knees. Disc in my hand and the sun in the sky. My dad bod goes jiggle and my hugs they fly. The spirits are rising like a disc on the breeze, going miles out of bounds to the Portuguese seas. I played a point, yeah, I need a sub and a good long soak in an XL tub. Don't need to run anymore, I'm one of 14 handlers. Happy Gilmore this disc like we're all Adam Sandlers. I'm slow off the start, I like to call it brisk. The sunshine glints on my slow-moving disc. You know how it goes with the sand between my toes. We got none of the pivots, but all the throws. Alright, let's finish this off. My 6'2" still works in the bar. I can see from miles. Got drinks on my radar. Portimao party is the place we flee for the friends we see and these great memories. Yeah, I feel the spirit as I pull every sinew. Shatter my knees, yet we're gonna continue. Take this hand, better yet carry me from the beach to the bar, better yet to the sea. I'm slow off the start, I like to call my speed brisk. The sunshine glints off my slow-moving disc. You know how it goes with the sand between our toes. We got none of the pivots, but all of the throws.
Hello everyone, welcome back here to the WGGMBUCC. Close enough, sorry. We got a game here between Natsuo and Flash. I'm here with John Doc with Steph Rapazzo and our last round of games for the day. We have the undefeated Natsuo facing off against Flash, or Grandmaster Flash as I call them, how I first met them. They call themselves, that was their name. Grandmaster Flash 1-1 and Natsuo only one game played so far and one win, and a big game for both these teams to end the day. Natsuo getting the disc underway, moving it nice and quickly upfield. Does well to hold on to that one, and they walk that one in pretty easily. Nice quick offensive point. I think it was Johnny Hawk with the assist. He just needs to change one letter to his name and he has the perfect name for Ultimate. Johnny Hook, I think we would prefer it. Didn't see the goal score, but again a good clean offensive point to start the game from the team from Houston, who was informed yesterday it is just Houston backwards. Meant to sound a bit more fancy, and I like it. Pronouncing it's one thing.
Yeah, I like what they've done with their name for sure. I like what they've done with their first offensive possession. Good score for Natsuo. Johnny Hawk involving himself big time in there. Dom Fontanet well involved as well. Another legend of the game. 50 years on the planet, 32 of them playing Ultimate, and you know, Fury, Lady Godiva, Brute Squad, Riot, Championships so many times along the way. Awards beyond belief, and great to see Dom Fontanet still doing it. She was here 2 years ago when Natsuo became champions on this beach.
Yeah, we're going to see Flash here getting their first chance at it. Centered the disc to Wong to start the point. Deep shot goes up, puts it up. Is he going to run it down? He does. Huge bid by the defender, but it's Danny Baker with the goal, able to reach out that hand and get it first, and great pressure by the defensive player, making the offensive receiver have to hold on to the disc. And I think it was Riddle was the one there coming with the pressure late.
Yeah, great pressure by John Riddle, but Baker, cool as a cucumber here, puts the right hand up when it throws over the left hand shoulder. Huge bid on the hip and not flustered one bit. Makes the catch. And we're off to a flying start here. 2 clean holds, and both in pretty quick fashion.
Yeah, let's see if they can match the last game where I think we were about 10 points into it before we even saw maybe not the first turnover, but we were a long way into the last game before the first break opportunity came, and then a couple more came. Flash here going to be hoping they can at least get the turnover here on this one to start. You'd have to favour the Natsuo team to, just based on the fact that Grandmaster Flash have already had a defeat at this game. That a bit of confusion there under the pole, players running away from the disc. Luckily for them it lands out of bounds, and about a 5-second discussion about what's going on as it was Augustin and Mickael figuring out maybe who's supposed to catch it. But I think it was just a case of the sun's in my eye, I don't want to get hit by the disc, so if I just run out of here, the worst it can be is a tough field position. It's better than a drop pull. And
these two, Lugs and Mickael, connecting and playing together with Natsuo in their Masters Day, but we're great rivals in their open age brackets.
Good first cut there by Scullion. Shoots it deep. And a nice easy catch there by Beach on the beach. That was very easy, and again, well, looked a bit messy at the start when the misread pull, maybe due to the sun. They recover nicely. Set play that maybe wasn't how they drew it up, but gets the job done.
We are, I mean, I said it on the last point and can do nothing but reiterate the pace we are off to here. A scintillating pace. Everything seems to be set plays. Both teams' offenses are cooking the way that they have been practicing, so it would seem. You know, a bit of stand and deliver. That by the time they look up, what they're expecting seems to be there, and the throws are coming off. We've had a windy day. We've mentioned that plenty of times from beginning to end. It has been hectic in the morning before the lunch break. Calmed down completely. It's back. I wouldn't say it's hectic right now, but it's on the stronger side of breezy.
It's gonna be a factor anyway in this one. That pull just out of bounds, pretty close. And you know, with the set plays, I think, especially with maybe more the US based teams, I would imagine is they're probably from more used to more similar locations rather than countries. So I guess a lot of these players have potentially been playing together for, you would say, a minimum 15 years, so they probably know each other pretty well. And if you're going to have a set play, it's a pretty long time to maybe figure out who should do what. So Flash here now going to have a chance to try and get their offensive hold and keep this game nice and clean and on serve. I don't know what that throw was. It looked like the most casual high release backhand. And just fumbled there, unable to hold on to it. Belner. Deep shot goes up. Fort just slightly overthrowing Kwok, and Flash gonna get it back underway here. And again, just not a lazy throw. He just threw one a minute ago that worked out fine, but just a bit of an unfortunate turn there. And Natsuo going to get a chance to get back here, and we got a call downfield, or we do.
I think it was upfield. I think it was a KD fourth release in the contest with Lee, who called the foul maybe on the throw or after the first step after the throw. And it's going back to KD fourth.
Gets there, just a bit of a blady flick down the sideline. Didn't think it was going to get there, it did, and nice little cut in front of the front corner of the end zone there by Fort to get free for that one. And Natsuo going to make sure this game doesn't go as long without a break compared to the last game. They get a break here, and Grandmaster Flash there. It's hard to get out of the habit of calling them Grandmaster Flash, because when I first played them, that was it. Hard to get out of the habit, so I'm probably going to keep saying Grandmaster before I'd say their name for the rest of the week. But
Don Tom gets the assist there. Many regard as the best player, or amongst the best player in this division right now. Another Texan who a lot of his open age days in Texas, still living in Houston, the namesake of this team. But I thought that was actually pretty good defense by Lee and Jaguar. They peeled off, and Don Tom still found a very narrow seam between them to hit fourth, about 3 to 5 meters beyond.
Yeah, pretty good pull there. Gets the roll as well. Corner the end zone. Flash going to try and get things back underway here. They're going to want a better response than that one. Just wouldn't say too lazy, but just maybe a little bit casual and a little bit thrown behind. And Natsuo going to get a chance here to get a quick second break. And if they do this, it's a pretty bad sign for Flash. And really, with your Flash here, you really just want to push them backwards. Give yourself a bit of breathing room in front corner of the end zone. Everybody misses it except for the hand of Ganzel. And just out of the reach of Fontanet.
Yeah, big take by Ganzel in a pack there to give Houston a chance, but then Fontanet hits the ground, and that one was beyond where she could make a play. So another chance for Flash. A disappointing first sequence. They've had it again, and now they're going to want to get it going.
I think it's Shrek coming back in with the disc here, so couldn't think of any good jokes to use with that name, Disney related or Pixar. But turnover, and Natsuo going to get a chance here to come back with this one. Okay, it was down. I was going to say, there seems to be very little discussion about whether that was up or down, but I think it was just because it was clearly down, and there was a call somewhere else on the field. I don't think it's going to affect the play, and just a little breather here. I think there's been a fast-paced game so far. No harm to have a little bit of a slow pause between the breathers. Have a player going free deep here, but decides not to throw it.
Shockingly to me.
Just playing it around with the handlers here. Scotland on the disc. Nice one-hand grab. Not followed up by a throw to match it. Went for the high release backhand there. I'm not sure if there was much of a force in the way to really doing that. I think that one, a low release one, would have worked out. Would have probably been a lot easier. That's a pretty difficult throw with the way the wind is blowing here. It's always going to catch the underside of the disc, and
yeah, a little shape on that wouldn't have hurt. Get the elbow up, lower release, as you said, but some outside in on it.
It's a zipper of a flick there by, I think it was Ganzel. Offensive play looking good here by Natsuo. They do look they look a little bit more confident in these windy conditions. Not sure how windy it normally is in Texas in general, but doesn't seem to be bothering these players here.
Two chances that Cesario hit the ground and looked up happy.
That was just a really, really good offensive passage of play by their D-line. I think it was Scullion with the assist. I think he was to Fontanet with the score on that one, and they made that one look easy. That looked like an offensive line playing offense out there after that turnover, so slightly worrying signs if you're Flash there.
Yeah, Natsuo starting to put things into gear. It, maybe took a point or two, and the longer they're out there, the stronger they're looking. Scullion has been incredible in the Grandmasters division. So fast. I feel like, a lot of these players with their throws could play in any division. It is the speed and the agility that would make the difference. And when you see the speed of guys like Scullion, Don Tom's got that too. Agility, quickness, fleet of foot. And it's like, they did play long in the open age divisions, and could they go back? Probably make a lot of teams. Would they be, as dominant and provide as much? Okay, maybe not. Sure, but you kind of really love. I'm most impressed seeing the speed that still remains when you watch this division, and there is plenty. Some players a bit more in particularly.
Yeah, definitely some fast players here, and again, probably can only imagine what they were maybe like in their more prime days. As we see here, another quick break there by Natsuo. Mickael gets the assist, and that's just another quick break. And again, like I said already, for Flash, it's not a great sign, but you could say maybe there's a degree of the writing on the wall already if this game keeps going the way it is in these windy conditions to play this well as well. It's impressive. Maybe looking a bit better than the rundown in the last game when I thought they were maybe the most impressive team so far. To see this kind of play in these conditions, it's windier now in this game, so to see the same level of play but with the extra conditions, it's always fun to see when you see a new team and then you're thinking, okay, they're contenders, and I've seen that in the last 2 games now. So
that's certainly contenders. They got knocked out by eventual champions last year in the quarterfinals. A chippy game, to say the least. Go back and watch that. Husak's response to a foul in that game.
I would recommend that. You showed me that last night. I know you had a timestamp. If we could remember the timestamp, if you don't know what it is,
it's late in the game.
If ever there was a time where I'd say you should just watch this clip, I would recommend that one. And I don't want to oversell it, but if you can find that right now, you should watch it. It's almost worth pausing this game to go and watch. That's how much of a laugh I got out of it. It is on ULTI.TV as well, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So there you go. You don't even have to change which channel you're watching. But again, I'll remember to remind people of that one again. But right now we're back here again with Flash on the disc again, looking to try and get a hold. Just a bit underthrown there by Bailey, and Natsuo shooting it deep, and just looked so easy.
How's that connection? 2 absolute legends, world champions in 2008. Andrew Lugston, Kirk Savage, a couple of Furious George teammates. And they've gone down, taking their talents to Houston and play a D-line, put the Canucks on together, and when they get a chance, they respond like that. Lugston, I mean, both those players, powerhouses. Lugston just, he's got that bigger frame too. He was a bit more of a central figure to the Furious offense, but geez, Kirk Savage was a contributor at every level too, and he kept going into 2012. I think Lugston's probably got a few years.
Yeah, that throw especially. I was out there a while ago when it was windy, throwing a couple of passes. I haven't thrown in a while, but I don't think people understand how good it was to throw that well in these conditions in a crosswind and make it that easy for your player to run down. That was like world-class throw there to get that on the money.
Yeah, Lugston, 5 years older, and Kirk Savage recognizing Lugston, Luggy, as one of his sporting heroes, as well as AI, Bob, Shank, and MG. MG's got to be Mike Grant, one of the greatest of all time.
But yeah, I think I'm starting to favor Natsuo as maybe the best team I've seen so far. That last point, after me already debating what I thought, that last one was just, I don't think there's many players who'll make that throw look so easy. And that was their D-line, but maybe when a couple of breaks in a row, maybe some O players moving across, but can't understate how difficult that last throw was. Flash here, really probably just want to get one to get on the board. I mean, they shoot and unable to get it, but it's just one of those where some days you just know it's going to be a tough day at the office and you'd like to get 1 or 2 and it's windy and everything's going against you, and even when you're up against a better team you always think, well, we'll get some shots, but even just the win today not going to help them in this game based on what I've seen from Natsuo so far.
Yeah, you're right. The cuts up field were well defended. There was very little to look at, and you do got to just take a shot, and then you get the wind who's defending against you even further. It could be a long day at the office for Flash if this continues.
And Natsuo going to get back underway here. Ledon with a couple of give and go moves there, getting the disc going. Ledone, apologies, I think I Riddle on the disc here now, and a bit of the discussion going on, but I imagine we're going to have a deep shot, or not. I thought the deep shot was going to come straight away. Ledone going to get it back again. Thought she was going to throw the deep shot. Maybe that's why. and just about able to keep that one up. I think it was Klaus with the assist, and I think it was Fort, sliding knee grab there. So again, even that little thing doesn't go the way of Flash right now. The slight blemish or potential chance of a turnover by the D line there. Even then, they managed to get it going. And again, I think Natsuo I don't see a whole lot. That's actually half. I think it's been a quick one. Might be one of the few games that we don't actually get the full time cap, and probably a good time for Flash to get the the little pause here.
Good time for us to take a break as well. We're going to go into halftime. We'll be back with second half action. Natsuo taking on Flash.
I'm Steph Pazzo, and I must eat.
Sometimes commentator, sometimes food eater.
On my ultimate travels in 2023, I sampled culinary classics from all across Europe.
Oh, wow.
Guided by some of your favorite ultimate players.
That's the Dutch hospitality for you right there.
I'll give you an insight into the secret spots that only the locals know of.
Are these the best schnitzels in Vienna?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
Go find Steph Pazzo on YouTube. Like and subscribe and follow the European Ultimate Must Eat series.
Oh my goodness. That is unbelievable. And created the net and made fun.
That was absolutely incredible.
We live in a world where everything can be referenced online. Imagine if the greatest moments in our sport were never filmed. Eurodisc continues to do what it takes to make free-to-watch live streams a reality. Let's leave nothing to the imagination. We'll consume the action live, and we'll support those that help to make it happen. If it wasn't streamed, it didn't happen. Eurodisc.
What a grab! Oh my God! Somehow they do it!
You missed the U.
Welcome back here to the World Great Grandmasters Beach Ultimate Club Championships.
You got it right.
I got it right this time after butchering it without turning on my mic. But we're back here and we have Natsuo up against Flash, and it's been a bit of a one-sided half so far. 7-1 to Natsuo in challenging conditions, as tough as they've been all day.
Yeah, they have been the goods here. Last time they were on this showcase pitch, they were winning the World Championship. They're back, and they're definitely flexing their shiny muscles on camera thus far. I can only imagine they're going to see this one through to the finish.
It's just whether they can keep the same momentum going or whether Flash can string a couple more passes together and create some more opportunities for themselves. They're looking a bit better already. Lee not really having too many options, shoots it deep and just out of the reach. Shrek unable to get to that one. I think it's just a bit unfortunate. The stall got high. She had to put something up, and
yeah, he would have needed to get on the back of Donkey to catch up to that one.
Not the worst throw. I'll give credit to the thrower. I know it's a turnover, but not an easy throw to even get that disc to come back in. So a good technical throw, just unfortunate not to have the receiver on the other end. And from what we've seen of Natsuo in the first half here, I imagine there's a very good chance they're going to walk this one down the field or else just shoot it deep. Basically, well, and there we go, jinxing them. I think I need to say that more often if we want to get this game closer. Every time we say it, seems to be the turn, but they've looked really good in the first half, and the wind has made almost no difference to them. But Flash going to get a short field here to try and score and see if they can get one. As we were saying in the first half, maybe the energy's a little bit low now. Everything's kind of not going your way, but this time they do get it in. It was Wong. I think she got it to Lee in the front corner, and Flash needed that one. Not even necessarily about a comeback, but just a positive. They got the first offensive point. I think they might have scored, but ever since then it's just been Natsuo score, and Flash going to be happy to get that one out of half. And even if they don't come back fully in this one, just to have a half where they keep it the second half closer will be a bit of a benefit on them, bit of a positive boost to them going forward. So maybe the game is slightly out of reach, but maybe they also just said, hey, let's just focus on this half now.
Everybody having fun out here on the beach. We got the Italian beachwear going on. Wearing the Speedos and sunnies, and
living the dream.
A lot of spectators been coming over. A lot of beachgoers coming over, checking things out and seeing what this game is that's popping up on their Sardinian holiday or their Sardinian local beach.
Yeah, we've seen some slightly more flashy wares by some of the players going around, but it's been if there's a place to do it, it's here. The location, everything about it's great. If you could just reduce a bit of this wind, it would be a place I would consider coming on a holiday, even as a non-Frisbee related topic.
I am told by the weather gods that the rest of this tournament, the next 3 days, are going to be less windy at minimum, but apparently calm, sunny, and beautiful. So we'll see if we can hold those weather gods accountable.
Well, if it was more windy or the same windy as this, would be unfortunate. So I would hope there'd be a couple of days with a bit less anyway. As we see, I'm not sure what this is. It's been a while since we've seen the O-line. I'm not so. If ever there was a time your hands were going to be cold, it's going to be now. It's been a long time since they've been on. But I imagine they played some D points, but maybe not. Like I said, we just got to keep jinxing them a little more if we want to keep this game going. And Flash with their first break chance of the game. Scotland back in the handler space there with Belnier, but unable to get anything going. And downfield defense has been good, but another turn here. Muscle with the turn there. Downwind, and Flash going to get another chance with Scotland picking it up here in not necessarily Coffin corner, but might as well be Coffin sideline here. And getting any throws off this sideline is not going to be easy, especially with the kind of pressure that Natsuo have been putting on.
And this mark by Augustin too is not a small one.
That's a big unit. He does get it off. And they get the follow-up one. Still stuck on that sideline, but they'll be happy to just be moving the disc forwards. Morris with the disc on the sideline into Belnier. Puts it up, and it's going to work out nice. It just drifts across the front. Players, moment I wasn't sure if they were going to say it was in or not, but I think it was
number 28 shirt.
It was either Edwards or else I think it potentially was yeah, I think it was Edwards, sorry, with the goal there. So nice tone of the line to keep that one in. And Flash again, that is their that's
a break.
That's a break, yeah. So I was a bit surprised. I've been praising Natsuo so much, and
I think I'm with you. I've been given equal praise and accepting yours as gospel. And second half, Flash come out, find a nice
2-0 this half, yeah.
And then a huge break back the other way. 2-0, they're up.
That's
in the second half.
Yeah, and
they're still down 7-3.
Again, at 7-1 down, it probably was the message they said, hey, let's come out and just win this half. And if they can do that, then it's a good sign going forward. Because again, like we said, we have been praising the Natsuo play here, and it's because they've probably looked the best team we've seen so far. So taking a half against them, especially if you go 7-1 down and can then take half against the team. That really does say something. It's even if they ease, you could say, oh, maybe they eased up a little bit, but you still have to actually try and take that half, and that usually doesn't happen if you lose 7-1 the first half. So let's see here now. Their hands are cold on the offense, and they're going to get another chance at it here. Looks slightly more confident on it here. And a nice grab, great grab there by Fort. And then slots it in, just puts it up for Riddle to catch it. And I think that's a bit more what we kind of have been seeing a lot of the rest of the game. Maybe they made that one look a little bit harder, but good. In these conditions, that's a pretty efficient offensive point.
Katie Forth, we're going to have to take her for a check for Stickum on the hands, the former NASA scientist, born in Colchester in England and has been over stateside for quite some time. Big part of the Eurostars tour. She's won some world championships, played world games, inducted into the USA Hall of Fame, and of course Paganello, 12 appearances, 12 medals, each one special, 8 golds, 2 silvers, 2 bronze. Not a bad resume.
Not bad. Maybe very selective about when you attend an event. If you're medaling at every single event, I'm not sure. Maybe it was just with a particular team. That maybe someone.
You do. I mean, I think that's a big part of growing into an ultimate player, is being one, selective of the teams that you try out for, and then being good enough to be selected and put on those teams. Being a selector certainly helps that cause.
True. I mean, I guess if you're a NASA scientist, people probably expect that you can follow some basic instructions if you join their team. That's usually an important part of finding a team also. It's Flash here now. We're going to see if they can keep their momentum going. They've had a good start to this half. And they're doing a good job here. Stuck on that sideline, shoots it up, and are they going to have another crossfield shot here, or just going to beat him in the front corner? Feels like the stall must be getting high there. Mirrors almost the exact same throw to the exact, not the same player, but almost scored the exact same way as their last one here. But Natsuo now going to get the chance here. Got a player striking deep. I think if he holds on to this one, we're going to see the hook coming. He does. Looks good. Looks very good.
And the macho man Kirk Savage
down to Katzenbach with the score. He had a lot of time to look and find that disc in the sun, and another great throw. And just again, I did a couple of throws like I said earlier, and this wind is just very difficult to throw in. So seeing how much time these receivers have to just wait and catch these discs is really impressive.
As difficult as it is, that throw was an absolute pearler. Savage, I mean, big shout out to him. I think he did a good job absorbing a little bit of contact and a mac on the disc, readjusting, making the catch, but then looking up, stepping into a pivot in the backhand, and an absolute beauty, the length of the pitch. Run under for the score. Natsuo push ahead 9-3 now as we get into the 31st minute.
Yeah, this one maybe just about on pace to get finished before time goes, but Flash are going to have other ideas about that.
Shout out to Wiggles in the chat. She's cheering for Lenny Coral, number 4. Make sure all of you watching hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, do that too, and look into becoming a ULTI.TV member on our YouTube channel and supporting. Give more, get more.
Flashback here underway now with the disc, and again, I don't know what talk they had at halftime, but their offense looks completely different in this half. Maybe they changed some things up. Got the disc on the near sideline here, which is favorable, a good sign for them going forward. Ferland throws it, and it looks like it's coming back. I was about to say it was a goal. I missed the call there, but nice throw into that it's kind of a downwind backhand there. It's not another one of those throws, made it look very easy. Is he going to do it again? Not for a goal this time, but just short of the end zone.
Oh,
Maehr just
Specky.
floats one back. And Lee unable to hold on to it. And is there going to be a deep shot here? Are they just going to work the unders? Does neither. Gets fouled.
Not column A nor column B. Foul and a knockdown.
Throws it anyway. I'm to Cesario. Ganzel. I could see him really looking to want to hit that back corner, and he does, and he hits Beach in the far corner again. That's her second one. She seems to like catching him on that side of the field, running towards the corner. Another throw, and again a good passage of play there by Natsuo. One or two times I thought they might shoot the deep shot and decided not to, but why you don't need to do it when you can just work it like that.
Yeah, Kimberly Beach nailing it. DC Scandal national champ in 2013, 2014, and as the namesake would suggest, doing it into her finer years right here on the sands, and a spectacular target. That one with the full lean into it, left hand out. A great catch for the 53-year-old engineering manager, currently living in Philadelphia.
As our cameraman was saying, when you get to look at the occupations here, you don't see student as often as you do at many other tournaments we're used to doing. So he says this is where you get to see some real careers. Flash getting it back underway here now. They had a good start, but they've given away their lead that they had in this half. It's 3-2 this half now, and Natsuo going to get a chance to try and put that 4-2 up. So maybe it's just going to be a similar story to the first half, where teams were training a little bit at the start there, but this time it was Klaus to Kwok with a quick break again on the turn and just slotted in nice and easily. And again, like I said, just maybe we're going to have a repeat of the first half where both teams come out pretty even at the start, and then just Natsuo just turn it on and show what they're capable of doing.
Yeah, good finish by Klaus and Kwok, but great play in the middle by Katie Forth again. The throw from Ledonne was just getting close to the sand, and Katie Forth very assured, hitting the ground, keeping it off the ground. As we see some more beach revelers, they don't mind the wind. When you look that good, why would you? 11-3 Natsuo. They're up on Flash and push into that finish line.
I can definitely see why this tournament was oversubscribed now that I'm here. As I've said before, when I was told I was in Sardinia, I wasn't really sure where that was on the map until I realised I missed this giant island in the middle of the Mediterranean that wasn't the football of Sicily being kicked by the boot of Italy. So a hidden gem, maybe. I feel like I have some idea of where places are, at least in Europe. But if you had asked me to point where Sardinia was before this event, I would have said somewhere in Italy, but in Italy.
Yeah, you found it now, the island in between Sicily and Corsica, I suppose you could say.
Yeah, really nice place. If you ever get a chance here to come for a tournament, I would say you should, but maybe don't, so I can get in.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful up north as well, but this southern tip is really, whether hidden or not, an absolute gem.
As the deep shot goes up, the angle of it was pretty nice at the start, but the wind just takes it away, and not much of a chance there for Lee to run that one down. The idea was good. I think in calm weather that throw would have probably come down nicely. Could see what the player was trying to do, but unable to get it there. And again, story of the first half again, just Natsuo just turning it on after the first couple of points. Kunz gets it off the sideline. And then just a bit of a drop. Tried to get that second grab, and Flash here happy to pick it up. Shouts from the side. Debating whether they want to call it. This timeout was called.
Yeah, Jaguar stood over the disc after McCall's drop, wondered, and then gave the signal. He's going to take the timeout. We're going to take a break too. Natsuo 11, Flash 3. We'll be back with more.
I worked for a Michelin star chef making gelato in Paris. I had my own restaurant in Nicaragua and a food truck in Australia. Why wouldn't you watch me? Check out my YouTube channel.
Oh my goodness. That is unbelievable. And created the net and made for it.
That was absolutely incredible.
And we slightly just missed that one, but I was going to debate maybe that should have kept going here, as it looked like he maybe had a foot on the line, but not so. There's not too much to miss there. The disc was picked up, it was centered, and then it was thrown to the end zone on a really well organized set play. And got another couple of seconds here, so
Here's how that happened again. Turnover after the timeout, a serious burn and turn. And then you'll get to see the play that just happened. Here it is. Katzenbach was deep and made to look very easy after the timeout.
a lot more in than I thought. Really nice throw as well. I almost missed how impressive that throw was when I was actually missed the first turnover. Apologies. I thought it was the Natsuo came out on the timeout there. That was a very quick turn and score. So Natsuo deciding that they're going to keep the energy going here. And probably going to get our first game that finishes before time, unless we have a very, very dramatic point here or a massive comeback. Natsuo 1 point away from taking this one. And a bit of a roll or pull. Looks like it's going to be near that sideline to start. And it's exactly where you want a team. Maybe a bit more towards the back corner, but you do want teams on that sideline, because even getting the throw off it is just tough here. And Flash doing a decent job here of just completing passes and resetting the stall and creating some space upfield. Edwards, the first player to get an underpass into the cutter space there. And this is tough wind. Any throw here is going to be tough, but puts up one that's catchable. And it's caught. And it's caught again. Bailey with the only one able to get a read on that one. And I'll be honest, I know it looked like a bit of a Hail Mary throw, but I'm going to give credit to the thrower for putting up that throw in the first place on the sideline, because those wind conditions to get that throw off was not so easy. Maybe question the force a little bit how they let them get off a backhand throw there, but Flash happy to get on the board again.
Yeah, Bailey does a little dance for the celly there, the 52-year-old. Funny to see the playing years, 91 to 98, started a long time ago. And then a heck of a gap there from 98 till 2019 and back into it in her Grandmasters and Great Grandmasters years. And so shout outs to husband Nick and daughters Adelaide and Francesca, and a whole bunch more back home watching.
They might have been a bit of a factor in that 10-year break, you never know.
It sounds like it.
Even I decided it was worth taking a year off when I had an addition, so bit more challenging for the female matching players, I would say. So you could argue she has her priorities straight. Ultimate, children a priority, and then back to ultimate again once they get past the age of, I don't know, 5.
I'm not sure that follows the Kenny Dobbins priorities of life, but more on that later. For now, it's Natsuo trying to win.
Nice lefty, and that was a very, very casual looking lefty to Tom, who gets the last score there, and that's going to be the game. And again, I think this, for me, Natsuo, the team to beat so far after this. Flash not too bad at times during that one, but Natsuo just looked unstoppable at times, and to do it in these conditions is really impressive.
More action tomorrow. That's all for today. A great first day of action from the sand here at Porto Junco. Tomorrow from 9 a.m. Sunset Crew versus Saladitos. Then Chicken Packs taking on Kui. Saladitos back on stream against Courier Island. Then Kui taking on East Side Stories. After that, we're going to have to reshuffle. We'll be going into crossovers, pre-quarters, and beyond. Make sure you stay locked on with us. For John Doc, I'm Stefan Rapat. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you all next time.
Thanks.
Yeah, Ultimate.
ULTI.TV.